I feel like that's becoming your phrase for me, Myth. Is it because I need to save Sanctuary? I need to make sure I remember the emotional and narrative weight of it all? Oh, yeah, that's fair. Not only do I not expect everyone to be an insomniac like me, but I really hope nobody else is. I do not wish this on people. It's not fun. Oh, hey, Dan. How's everybody doing? Oh, hey! Thanks for making the stream, everybody. I was just about to actually send the link. We're back in Sanctuary. And I guess to clarify, Sanctuary is the land of Earth in Diablo. That is... It's all coded with religious tones in a lot of ways, but yeah, Sanctuary is Earth. Curse Diablo with insomnia. You know, on that note, thank you actually. I looked up this build a little bit for our Summon Necro, which I guess I should actually connect and everything. Hang on. Yeah, so I looked up the Summon Necro build a little bit and learned a few things about how to make it more effective. And the first major thing I learned was that the summon skelly mages are only really effective in early normal difficulty where we're at, because eventually their health and damage output just does not scale with the difficulty curve enough, and the enemies can one-shot them and also don't give a shit about their element damage. So we're gonna main these warriors eventually. Can I have 4? I can't have 4 now. Cool. And then we'll be focusing our curses into amplify damage, because it's all about physical damage, and eventually decrepify, which is sort of Insomnia the curse. It makes you slower, it makes you weaker, it makes you take more damage. It's a lot, all rolled into one. Oh hey, we got a poison summon mage. I didn't know that was a thing. Yeah, from what I was reading, Resurrected tried a couple of times to patch the skellies with more damage, but the scale just doesn't work out. The meta I was reading online was like, they tried, but it's still just not good enough. And then, kind of along those same lines, let's go ahead and respec, actually. That feels... well, let me double check. No, we're totally fine. We're fine. I don't need to respec yet. Right, the golem. I've always been confused as to why people think the clay golem is so incredibly good when it's the first golem you get access to. And the reasons are basically that it has enough health, and the crowd control that it can impart with its slow is so powerful when you combine it with Decrepify and all your summons and everything, that you can basically just make everything around them slow to a crawl while your army just slowly kills them. Okay. That was a lot to try to remember and articulate while also summoning our zombies back, but we're good. Or not zombies, skellies. Alright. I'm gonna run back into the jail. We're going to attempt...
the slow torture of caged starvation.
We are going to attempt to kill Andariel tonight and clear Act 1. Yeah, Useless flesh. I don't even like any of this skin in my personal space. Oh. There we go. I don't know how well we will do with taking on Andariel. It's been a long time since I've ran a solo summon Necro. Oh hey, the stairs. Go about doing the clearing Act 1, fighting Andariel? Or were you asking about how do I manage the skeletons and everything? Yes, yes. How can I be solo when I have so many skelly friends? That is a tough question. It's minions are nice and they do a lot of good work and all, but sometimes you need like an actual friend. Okay. Andariel is the boss guarding or not necessarily guarding, but she is the reason why we can't leave this part of the world. And her base basically is what we're aiming for right now. It was where the rogues at the rogue encampment were kind of living and staying, but then she said, nah, get out of my house. Because, you know, Diablo did Diablo things. I clicked on the wrong potion. And, like, fully corrupted her and turned her into a demon. So we're just trying to, fight our way to her lair in the Inner Cloister, I believe is the name of the zone. I think technically it would be New Tristram in this part of the world. I can never remember the name of the country Tristram is in. Diablo's lore gets really deep really quick. But yeah, once we can kill her, the kind of demonic curse that is keeping the lands too dangerous and literally magically barred from travel will dissipate. And the merchant caravan guy back at camp, his name is Wariv, will be our transport to the next city we get to, which is called Lut Gholein, on the edge of a desert. As far as how we're going to go about killing Andariel, it's basically what I'm doing right now. We're going to cross our fingers that our skellies can do enough between their native damage output and my curses by that point that she'll die. Oh my god, and I cannot land a hit to save my life right now. That is fair, we haven't upgraded our dexterity once. He's on the other side. Dexterity, like with a lot of games, is where we get our attack rating, but it also will govern our chance to block. So it's not necessarily a wasted stat, like, weirdly enough, the meta of this game is that you should never put a point into energy because your mana goes up natively as you level, and putting points to make it go up more is counterintuitive when the kind of ratio of mana you get per point spent is not as helpful as the vitality to health ratio. There we go. Okay, our army is back. I think I'm going to have to forego both Poison Dagger and Bow and Armor because they're just not doing enough yet. And just be the backline cursor. Oh hey! Secret door with Skelly Mages. There we go. Love that I got to showcase the secret door again. It's a simple pleasure sometimes. The way the map system works is a little dated nowadays, but it is the secret door. Um, so it's a little dated nowadays. Basically, what they're doing is that there's I think about 8 templates of the layout of every individual zone. Like jail level 2 has 8 versions it could be, and it sort of randomizes it when you generate your particular lobby. Now, there are people who play this game so much and so, like, methodically that they can know which version they're in and therefore where they need to go to get to the next level, the next door or whatever. I don't have that. So we're gonna just be running and crossing our fingers that we find the right way a lot. And that is... Oh, hey, yes. That is sort of the crux of the problem with Act 3 that I was mentioning last time we were playing. Act 3, whereas it's not quite as massive of individual maps as Act 2 being in the big open desert. Act 3 is in a rainforest, jungle, swamp type area. That much math in my looting games. Jesus, here we go. What was I saying? Right, the maps in Act 3. They're not quite as, like, physically big as the maps in Act 2, but they are more intricate and, like, nuanced, and I don't really want to use the phrase Gordian knot, but it's not fun to try to figure out where you need to be. Not to me. But we're getting some decent loot. There's this monster shrine here that I'm debating whether or not we should do. We're about to level. Let's commit. Let's do... Where's my bone armor? Oh, it's not keyed anymore because it's doing something. We don't need bone wall, we need bone armor. There we go. And maybe instead of dagger, we do a corpse explosion. There we go. Do they, though? Death's Advocate approaches. Are they behind door number 2? Nope. Oh well. Oh, yeah! Nailed it! I guess I should be actually identifying some shit on the fly. Make that go a little faster. There's a lot of chests in this one. Most of them were empty. There we go. Alright, what amulet did you get? Castrate? Nah, I want Replenish Life right now. That was the best one to ID, though. Glad I did that instinctively. To see a Thorn's Aura? Yeah, Thorn's Aura is really unique and fun. Back in the day, I guess I should explain first. Thorns is an Aura Paladin's get that returns damage dealt to melee attackers. Sort of like the Iron Maiden curse I was explaining last time we were playing. Hammered it all the way. Back in the day, there we go, I found it. A good friend of mine and I had this idea that we wanted to make a whole party of paladins that all used a different aura, and then we'd all be synergizing each other enough that we would just be really powerful. And part of that idea, there's a level, part of that idea was that we'd all be rocking, like, the resist fire, resist lightning, resist ice auras, because those all synergize with a paladin spell, or skill, I believe it's called Vengeance, that adds each element of damage to your melee attack. So that also ends up meaning you can circumvent monsters that have immunity to any given element, including physical. Shit, we need some dex. So we would be helping each other defensively and synergizing the vengeance damage offensively, for ourselves at least. But we never were able to get a party like that off the ground. We had a third person that said they were willing to commit to that group, but that's all we ever got, and we never managed to start a save with them. But I still want to try it because it sounds fun. I believe Thorns is only melee. It might be melee and missile, but I know it's specifically not spells. Common meme builds, yeah. And to be fair, the Summon Necro is kind of the meme of all meme builds because it would make games crash back in the day. Especially in high-level play where you could up your skills to the point where you would have like 20 skeletons and 30 revive monsters and all of whatever magical effects are going on. It made old computers crash real easy. Oh! Oh, and I put a fucking point in the golem and never summoned our golem. Hang on. Alright, let's go with F6. We're getting pretty far in the F keys here. Clay Golem, welcome to the group. Not the axe, give me the key. There. I should probably go back to town soon. I'm pretty sure they did. There is still, I mean, there always was a cap, but I think the curve has changed significantly on even like as you level up the skill, how many skeletons you can have. But it's been so long, I might be wrong on that front. For some more elaborate, or to elaborate more on the point I was making about how some builds get crazy overpowered by endgame. Some of the builds I was talking about last time, like my friend's Trap Assassin, at endgame with good gear, the electric traps he would put down, each bolt would be doing about 14,000 lightning damage per shot. And you could have 5 traps down at any given time, and each trap shoots 10. Yeah, 5 traps, 10 bolts each, before it breaks. So that's a shitload of damage. I think the highest I ever saw, though, was a Hammer Paladin, the Hammerdin that Kami was talking about earlier. I had a friend back in the day that was in a clan, and he got his Hammerdin up into, I don't remember how high he got on the ladder, but he got really significantly high in the ladder, level 97 Hammerdin I think he was. His damage output was so intense that he could click the button once, and it would cast 3 hammers, and each hammer did something like 28,000 damage. Hey, our little archer friend leveled up. Implissa. I always forget her name. It's in that weird Goldilocks zone of unique, but so unique that I can't remember it. There we go. Cool. I, with Poison Dagger, because that is where most of my damage would come from, am doing 13 to 37 at level 14. My skellies... It's not really going to tell you an exact number. Maybe I can... Let's close that. I don't really know how that's good. No, yeah, that's not going to show me what I want. I'll have to look into what the, like, how to calculate the skeleton damage, and I'll get back to y'all with that on Wednesday. And we made it to the inner cloister. We're getting pretty close. I was waiting to actually make it here because of that waypoint. There we go. Yo, Deckard Cain.
Good evening.
Good evening. Thank you, friend.
What can I do for you?
Hang on. Okay, we don't need to choose strength. Need that. Okay. And then... Oh, yeah. We'll go ahead and swap
I'll put
that.
to good use.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I tend to get in the zone a little bit, trying to speed up inventory management. I wish so much that I could just control-click and it would go in the logical space based on where I put it in the stash, but it just kind of throws it somewhere. Oh, you're fine, Mags. How you doing tonight? It's almost like I have OCD or something. Bony Boy Brigade has grown, yeah. Okay. So we do have, we're up to 4 warriors, 2 mages, and our golem, which I just got on the last level up. There we go. Let's go ahead and head back. Yeah, go ahead and do that. There. Hey! So, I'm actually going to pick this up, and we might go ahead and have Charcy make that rare for us. This is the first one of these we've seen drop, but it's one of my favorite, like, visuals for one-handed swords in this game. The crystal sword is so cool looking. I think it's on hit. Let me go ahead and pull up the skill tree to double check. Yeah, from what I know about the game and its context, I would say that's probably he slows on hit. Yeah. Especially with the era of gaming that D2 originally came out in, they're a little bit, they like to hide some of their back-end calculations and mechanics and whatnot. Oh, nah, get out of here. Freaking shamans. Flesh Wolf, there he is. Actually, there we go. Yeah, first effective use of corpse explosion. Where is this? You. Oh, okay. Oh boy. I looked away from chat for a second. Here, to save on
I
room.
can't use this yet.
What? Oh. Oh. Okay. We're learning things. There we go. Yeah, I threw it on the ground because it was a common rarity. I was only holding on to it because we had that quest from Charcy where she could turn a common item rare. So I thought maybe we could turn this rare because I like this weapon type, but we don't have the strength to use it. And that will require another level before we can, and it's taking up too much space and it's not really, yeah, not super worth hanging on to. But good eye, good calling that out. Sometimes I just kind of make choices and don't think to explain what I'm doing. It's all passive for someone who's been playing the game for this long. Bone Ash. Thank God. Oh, we do have a cold mage. You're worthless against him. No. Okay. Didn't matter. Clay Golem said, fuck you. Let's get our boys back. There's got to be another corpse nearby, right? Oh, hey. Nothing. Did I explode them all? I must have exploded them all. Oh, yeah, Frost Nova. Unfortunately, I was disappointed to learn that the actual player-usable spell, Frost Nova, just does not have great damage. It's supposed to be entirely about the, that's the sorcerer, the Cold Sork's oh shit button. You press the Cold Nova and then run away. Because it can slow or freeze the enemy so effectively, but it just does not deal damage. Oh, no. Okay. We're entering the catacombs.
I sense a demonic presence here.
Yeah, that's Andariel. Oh, no. Forgot we were on that. There we go. Armor back up. No, him. There we go. Okay. So, the catacombs are supposed to be kind of the underground of this, like, temple that Andariel is using as her base, so we're kind of going down into it now to try to find her. She will be on Catacombs level 4? Wow, it's been a while. And we've got a waypoint, if I remember right, on level 2. So we need to find the waypoint for sure at level 2, and continue down to level 4. If I'm being fully, like, transparently honest, it's not that I don't like the Necro, but he is probably, like, next to my least played class, and I would say Amazon is probably my least played. Again, not because I dislike her, I just don't end up finding a lot of gear for them usually, and the early game with them is a little...
I am overburdened.
I guess not quite difficult, but, it sort of feels like playing a low-level wizard in old D&D, if that makes sense. Like, the whole time you feel like you should be more capable than you are, and it's almost... like, it's in part because you don't have the right gear yet, maybe, and then because you haven't gotten the right skills. It's really hard for me to put my finger on it, but yeah. So normally I would go with, when I do play the Amazon. The first one I made was the javelin, where you throw a javelin, it turns into like chain lightning, and that was a lot of fun, but it took took a lot of work for me to get her up to a point where she was really viable. Um, and then I ended up not being able to play with her much after that point. Um, so then the next one I tried was the Strafe Amazon, where they kind of are the rapid fire archer, and that was a lot of fun. Just don't get to, again, I never find gear for them, so I end up not making them very often. And then for the Necromancer, I have tried a couple of times to make the Poison Nova build, and that one is, again, it's just kind of difficult to get the Poison Nova off the ground because it requires level 30 just to get to the skill, and its damage is arguably kind of low for when you unlock it. I think the most fun I've had with a Necro is using the Bone Spear. It has some of the most effective damage output, and then the silly fun of it is sort of it's the Necromancer magic missile kind of thing. But you use Bone Spear for highest damage output, and then Teeth to deal with huge hordes of enemies, because you'll see there at first level it says it shoots 2 teeth. That literally goes up. It used to go up by 1 every level, so that at level 20 you'd be firing like 22 teeth in this huge wave of little blue magic missile things. So it made it a lot of fun in that regard. I need to find a waypoint. Back to the task at hand. Ooh.
I am overburdened.
Yeah, I get it. I just want to see if it's worth it. Probably not. That was a double check for our mercenary. She has a low-level magic bow, so its damage is not great, but the kind of combination of the enhanced damage, the extra attack rating, even just 1 to 2 fire damage, all of that adding up together makes it fairly useful for her. Oh yeah, good point. Thank you, Max. Hell yeah, that's a good one to ID right now. Superb vibe, yay! Also, hello! Oh, dude. I was saying on our first episode, too, that this game's music and ambiance has always been something I passively really, really love. That's why I sent that link in the music sharing where the dude really, like, analyzes the Tristram theme, because it is sort of Diablo's theme. Where's our golem buddy? There he is. Oh wow, there must be an elite pack in here. Or no, it was just the whole horde. Okay. Alright. Everybody back up, get bone armor. Because I plan on doing this. Ooh, hell yeah.
Yes.
Oh no. What's going on? Is the graphic causing problems? pact is... Yeah, that's fair. We'll do that. We're still fine on all that. 21 and 2 to life, 28. Nah. More helpful selling, probably. Yeah. How do I keep this legible? Oh no.
What you need?
I need a new belt, honestly. I should probably go talk to Geed. Or... Nah, let's go talk to Geed. I won't waste too much time, but if he can get us a decent belt, that'll be good. Geed is the gambler, for everyone new. We can refresh what exactly we are gambling for. Hoping for a belt that will have more potion slots. And I'm not seeing it populate yet. There it is. I think I need to reset my headset. I just lost audio. Hopefully y'all can still hear me. Give me just a minute. There we go. Audio's back. I'm glad y'all could still hear me. I saw the little audio thing on Streamlabs was still going, but... You know, I kind of like the hit recovery. I don't know why I gambled again. I'll just keep that. Some minor Bluetooth problem, I guess. Shift. Oh, okay. And I guess I can take a second while I'm here to explain Terreno, since you're here to see it proper this time. In Diablo, there is something of a it ends up being robust, but it's sort of rudimentary in concept. Crafting system, where you can find any weapon, shield, armor with open sockets, and you can slot these runes or gems into the sockets to get certain benefits. The topaz, I'm not sure how much you like topaz IRL, but the topaz is sort of your gem in Diablo. As you can see, adds lightning damage and also better chance of getting magical items, which is probably the most powerful magical attribute to put on an item, just because it makes it that much easier to find the endgame good holy shit gear. So, I just figured I would kind of let you know. Topaz is neat for multiple reasons. Right, yeah, let's bring this back. Cool. Reorganized, we're good. Everyone's back up, I got that, we're fine, we're ready to go. There are also some, like, jewels that are a potential random item drop that you can slot into those sockets that have their own unique magical attributes and whatnot. In my experience, most of them are not worth it. There are, like, 3 or 4 that are unique rarity gems that would be worth it. But other than that, you're probably better off just making a rune word out of it. And a quick explanation there is just that with any item with sockets, you can put the runes in it. But if you put the right runes in the right order in the right type of item, you make a wholly unique magic item called a rune word. And they are insanely powerful. literally the like top tier level of power in the game. And there is, I didn't get to explain this last time, there is some cool in-game lore behind it even. There is a unique sword that you can find. Holy shit, I'm blanking on the name. Memory, come on. I don't think it's actually the lightsaber, but I will talk about the lightsaber after this. There is a unique sword you can find that in Diablo lore was actually crafted by Tyrael for another angel, Azariel, or Izuel, there we go. And he crafted it with a rune word. He made the rune word that made this weapon, and it became like its own thing, sort of like Andariel and whatnot. Very, very Tolkien-esque in a way. Is you is or is you ain't. Yeah, I'm glad I picked up on that. And one of the funnier parts there is that the community has shortened Izuel's name, or Iswal as some of the characters in game pronounce it, but that is just hilarious to me. The community has shortened Izuel to Izzy, which is a different kind of silly than Iswal. But it's spelled Izual, if I remember right. Jesus, it has been a long time. Plus, I have, again, been so saturated with this game that I don't actually, like, feel the need to read it as thoroughly as I should. Maybe. But we will kind of rediscover some of these things as I play, I guess. There we go. Skull cap. Do we do the ring or the skull cap? I think we do. I think we do the skull cap. Oh, no. It's fine. Try to make quick tactical decisions about what I can identify on the fly that might be the most beneficial for us to swap in. Hey! Yeah. We are at level 15, so we are good to... Oh, Jesus, no, stop it. We are good to hopefully get the kill in Andariel and move on to Act 2 without any worry or issue there. For efficient level up and... God, you are a problem. There we go. Alright, let's get that down. There we go. Okay. Skill. There's Decrepify, by the way. That is going to be our end game curse. Yes, I'm trying to figure out which will be most helpful. I'm a little stressing. And the reason I am stressing, briefly, I guess, is that boss monsters in Diablo do not fuck around. And Andariel is likely going to one-shot all of our skellies. So it became a question of, do I make the skellies better? Do I try to make more mages, which are going to be limited in their effectiveness? Do I make the golem better, which is what I decided on? Rebuilding? Okay, the very first quest we get from Akara gives you a skill point, but it also gives you the ability to respec whenever you want. And that, I'll explain more in just a second, but that does stack. Because when you completely clear a difficulty, you unlock the next difficulty. We are in normal, which is sort of Diablo's easy. And then when I complete all of the acts, we are still in Act 1, Andariel being the end of Act 1. We will have 2, 3, 4, and 5. When we clear Act 5 in normal, we will get Nightmare. Nice Sork. We have one for a Fire Sork. Sorry, I lost train of thought while trying to decide on that.
Good to see you.
Right, so when we get to Nightmare difficulty, we will get sort of a New Game Plus type experience where it'll sort of reset us back to Rogue Encampment with no quests unlocked. We will talk to Akara, we will get that first quest again, which will give us another free skill point and the ability to respec again, if we need it. So, and this is the button right here, reset stat and skill points. Unfortunately, it is both. You can't tell it one or the other, so you do need to sit there and spam the plus on your stats all over again, which can be a little bit of a hurdle, because then you have to make sure you hit the right strength requirements for your gear, and if you accidentally misclick, you kind of messed yourself up. Something of a long-winded explanation. I hope that answered all questions. Okay. I didn't sell anything because I am distracted.
Good to see you.
No problem. Yeah. Okay. I guess I could have given that helmet to our bodyguard lady, but... not too beaten up about it. Alright. I cannot forget to find the waypoint. I assume you're asking about the quest from Charcy making the 3 rare. I tend to prefer putting it on a weapon, but as I'm thinking through it now, I think that is mostly because I tend to play mostly martial characters. And I might actually, as I'm thinking about it, we might hold off until we get into Act 2 and can therefore buy like the next tier of body armor. And then I can just buy a good set of body armor and take it to Charcy and be like, can you make this rare for me? And then we cross our fingers that it gives us good stuff. But if nothing else, it'll be a huge boost to our defense. So there's that at least. And there's the stairs. That is not what we need. Please tell me that's just a dead end. Okay, cool. Now we need to actually be thorough and find the waypoint. Oh, thank God. It's right there.
Good evening.
Okay. Deep breath, because now it's real. It's literally it. The only thing left to do is to fight our way through level 3 into level 4 and kill Andariel. I don't know if y'all have noticed yet, but the difficulty curve is happening. I can feel it. Vincent Price, dead boy Skelly is living. Skelly Necro, there we go. I say dead boy because that's the name I gave him in the poll. And this is the next tier of potions. I haven't really talked about that yet. We had minor at the bottom tier, light being the next tier, and regular, default. And then there's lesser and greater, greater being top. Yeah, we do not need 160 points of mana income yet, so that would basically just be a waste of space at the moment. Wow. Look at me finding all the dead ends. Get 'em, boys! Wow. Hey. And now we do have exactly 160 health. So that, doing 100 health, is quite helpful. We're going to give that to Emplissa. Yeah, the golem hurting bad. There we go. Not entirely sure how it just gained health, but we will not ask too many questions. Yeah. Whoa! Sorry, accidentally misclicked just outside the window, which dragged the window across my screen. These enemies, not Death Eye, that's the unique one that's gonna suck extra hard. The Banished, they are basically demon witches, and they suck real hard. They're always a pain to deal with. Yeah, because they steal life, if you don't see that. Mages that steal life. Yeah, no, it's not great. Okay. And I guess to elaborate just a little bit, I mentioned earlier our first effective use of Corpse Explosion because it's such a low level right now that the radius is not very helpful. The enemy needs to be basically right on top of the corpse that is exploding for it to damage them, and it's hit or miss. Oh! Ooze flame something with Frost Aura. Get away from me. Try to take life from the Skelly. See how that goes. Just trying to stay on top of it while I can at this point. The trap is like a stationary concrete pillar, and I can't hit it. Come on. There. Oh, hey. Low quality, but I can show it off. This is the next tier of Druid Helms. That would be fairly decent for a werewolf if we were making one. Yeah, Druid get really cool looking unique helmets. The one that makes me sad is just because it's supposed to be a wolf pelt, you know? But, I mean, it makes a degree of sense in theming. It's a wolf pelt. Okay. Precautionary portal home. Because we're really in it now. Ooh. Yes. Cool. That was a good enough damage bump that I'm okay with that. Oh, but that should be sold. I'll drop you because you're ethereal, you won't sell for much. Or ethereal, whichever pronunciation you prefer. That little fallen squeak was kind of funny. There's gonna be more shamans. Yep. Eat him. There we go. Alright. Okay. A little bit of a breather in this room, because Andariel will not open the door herself. Sort of logic loophole that is a saving grace in old games, but we take it. Gonna grab that just to top off. We're still all good there. Reapply bone armor. Here we go. Oh yeah, and I guess I never really did say, but she's not alone in here. She has her own backup. There she is. Hello, Andariel. Yeah, that's not really... Oh boy, look at how fast she killed all our friends. Okay. Literally all of them. Oh no. Oh no, oh no.
I need mana.
Yeah, I know you do. No, I don't. No, I'm good. Just keep running! And that's... There we go. No, stop it. Oh, good lord.
I need mana.
Shut up. We're trying. This is stressful. Oh, she's not even at half. Where is? There we go. Get her. There we go. Now it's working. Oh.
Not enough mana.
Oh. She's immune to poison too, so our poison mage is not... Oh. They patched that, I guess. That's not how that used to work. Huh. I thought she would be right inside that door. She kind of is. There we go. Please. Alright, well, we're gonna reset just a little bit. Yeah, she's scary. Okay.
Greetings.
We're gonna
Greetings.
spend some resources and...
The Order welcomes you.
Yeah. At least we'll have some mana. Let's go summon all our scalies. That is what I was worried about, though. That's why I was really trying to figure out which best skill to optimize for. I might have maybe should have done a Iron Maiden point so that every time she hits our skellies, she'd be damaging herself, but it's okay. I don't think her bar resets unless we reset the game or we die. I might be wrong. It's been a long time since I've had to play like this. Okay. All our skellies are back. Golem is still good. Reset bone armor, even though it's not going to do much. And amp is back. Okay. Round 2. Right after Akara gives us a refresher.
Good day.
All right. Stop. Cool, I was right. Holy shit. That poison wave just nukes everybody. Are there any other corpses in here that I haven't brought back yet? There we go. Oh, no. Wrong kind of corpse. There we go. Soon to be body. Gimme. Yeah! I didn't even see who got the kill, but thank you, whoever. Oh my god. Whew.
Back to the hell that spawned you, Andariel.
We livin'. Okay. And we got a full amethyst? Holy crap. And a spiked shield? That might be worth switching away from the shrunken head. Yeah, okay, yeah, that's the permanent one. Okay, we're living. Let's make sure we get everything in here. Just a little too anxious there. Okay. So yeah, there's her demon throne. With all the bones. Alright, cool. I think we're clear now. Double checking this little wing. Yeah, we're clear. Okay, and now everyone's gonna want to talk to us.
Andariel's death brings about renewed life for us all. We mourn the loss of our dear sisters, but at least now we can get on with our lives. I may have misjudged you, Outlander. You are a true hero, and testament to the noble spirit which has inspired our order for generations. Farewell, my friend.
Yeah, we're buddies. What up, Kane?
This is a great victory indeed.
Yeah.
But many more battles await. I will accompany you on your journey, lending what assistance I can. Remember, Diablo is still out there, seeking something in the desert. I'm afraid that this nightmare will not end until you find what it is that he seeks.
Cool story. ID my stuff? Thanks.
Finally, we may rejoice. We owe you a debt we can never repay. I only hope that in time, we will be able to rebuild our order. All our thanks go with you, my friend.
Yeah. Yeah. Eight defense. Nah. Memist build would, in my opinion, I would either say what we're doing right now with the Summon Necro or the Hammer Paladin, just, again, because the Summon Necro became such a meme, like a troll build to make other people's games crash, and the Hammer Paladin, because for a long time anyway, it held the reputation for having the highest possible damage output. It's a really effective sort of caster type character to then run through the game, whether you're trying to run through looking for magic items, if you're trying to keep leveling up so that you can make it to the leaderboard and like solo Ubers, which I will explain in just a second, or anything like that. They were very effective. Arguably the other super effective ladder type build would be Smite Paladin, which lol means, right? But in Diablo, Smite is actually what they named the skill where you shield bash the enemy. And the shield bash damage actually comes from the shield, more like not from your weapon. It'll tell you under chance to block smite damage. But it became such a crucial power leveling type build because it not only does good damage, but it stuns the opponent. And that type of damage and crowd control is a very powerful type thing. So you can walk up to a boss and smack them with your shield, and then they're stunned, and you can smack them again and reapply the stun. Rinse and repeat until they die. Also there we go. So we have been getting only the chipped ones. One that shouldn't work. I'll think on that while I guess after I explain this. Gems similar to the potions have quite the tiered system. Chipped is the lowest, then it goes to flawed, then this middle dude here, then flawless, then perfect. So the fact that Andariel dropped a middle one when the only ones we have been finding are the lowest is pretty neat. Also, briefly, because I said I would explain it, Ubers are a version, I guess, I can't think of a better way to describe it, of the three prime evils in this game, Diablo, Mephisto, and Baal, that you as the player have to like special summon, and they are incredibly enhanced versions of the primevals with all of their minions, and they all spawn in a oh my god, why would you do this version of Tristram at the same time. So it's the three endgame bosses and all of their minions all at the same time, all in one small map, all with like 5 times the health and damage output that they normally have. It's Yeah, no, it was incredibly stressful to run. I was able to get my barbarian build 2 solo Ubers back in the day. It wasn't easy. Um, it was worth it though, because it was especially by that point on your characters, when you're at like level 80, I'd say 87 probably, or higher, Ubers is one of the best ways to get experience. But it's also the only way to spawn the unique large charm, which is called the Hellfire Torch. And it is guaranteed to spawn when you kill the Ubers, but it does +3 to a class's skills. And that class is randomized. So even though, like, I would be running it with my barbarian, I might kill them all and get a Hellfire Torch to drop, but I would identify it and it would say +3 to all paladin skill levels. And that doesn't really help me, the barbarian, so I gotta run it again. But it is the Hellfire Torch, and there's another small charm called the Anahilus small charm, unique also. They are some of the best items in the game. Like, just
What can I do for you?
that's it. Because they do +3 and +1 to all skills, and it's fully passive because all you need is to have them in your inventory like that. They also do a bunch of other big benefits, like I think the Hellfire Torch is +30 to all attributes. Very, 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 very powerful. But yeah, Ubers are a lot. Circling all the way back around before I talk to Ariv and we leave Act 1, to Kami's question, the best worst build that shouldn't work but does. I'm kind of cycling through the catalog in my brain, sorry. One that just jumped to me, that is why that weird sound just happened, is actually a barbarian build called Concentrate. Most people do not main the Concentrate skill ever, because it's kind of, it's inefficient, is the best way to describe it. It's a single attack to a single target per click, so you're going to be mashing the mouse button, and you're only damaging one dude. When one of the skills Concentrate synergizes is one of the, like, this is the go-to meta barbarian build that I'm sure at least one of you has heard of, the Whirlwind Barbarian, where you spin like a top and kill everything around you. Concentrate does have skill synergies with Whirlwind, like where it's under Ray Skeletons as it gets increased by Skeleton Mastery and Summon Resistance. Those make sense. But there are other skill synergies, like here, Teeth increases the damage of Bone Spear, just like Bone Wall, Bone Prison, Bone Spirit do. Concentrate does that for Whirlwind, so people will spec points into Concentrate just to make Whirlwind better and then fully forget about Concentrate because it's not as efficient as Whirlwind, unless you're talking about fighting bosses, because a boss has it's one dude with a shitload of health, right? And the other benefit of Concentrate is that you cannot be interrupted and it increases your defense. So, on its face, Concentrate as a build probably shouldn't work, but it very easily can. I think more on the nose for the question you're asking would be the Fist of Heavens Paladin, which I briefly talked about last time. Fist of Heavens being a paladin skill where when you click, it will call a lightning bolt down from the sky onto the creature you targeted, dealing lightning damage, duh. But then from that point, it will release an array of holy bolts that deal magic damage to enemy undead and heal any ally that they pass through. So, again, at face value, that sounds really cool and really powerful, but then you realize that the holy bolts that it releases only damage undead. And this game does have a lot of undead, but it also has a lot of demons. And that doesn't count. So the only way to damage demons with Fist of Heavens is with the initial lightning bolt. And at least back in the day, the way that Fist of Heavens ended up weirdly working is that the holy bolts it releases could heal you, the player casting it. So you could just spam Fist of Heavens dealing the lightning damage and healing yourself. And that's how that build sort of ended up working. Those are the two that really jump at me. I have seen some people try to make like a summon druid, which is, at face value, that sounds like one that should work. You know, have like a pack of wolves, a bear, stuff like that following you around. That should be just as effective as the summon necro. But the druid wasn't ever really built to optimize that. The summons on the druid are supposed to be supplemental, so focusing on that is a little bit of a weird one there too. I've also seen someone try to make the one singular summon spell the Amazons get access to be their crucial skill, that being Valkyrie, where you literally like call a Valkyrie spirit down to help you fight. But the Valkyrie is so powerful that that build sort of worked. But yeah, I will leave that list there. We're gonna go ahead and talk to Wariv,
The
and
caravan is prepared. We may now journey eastward to Lut Gholein.
that go to Lut Gholein. This will trigger a cutscene. I don't really remember how long the cutscene is, but once it's over, I think we will go ahead and take that as an opportunity to take a break, a little 5 or 10 minute bio while we get up, get some drink, use the restroom, whatever. But I'm gonna go ahead and click go east and let that cutscene go, and I will shut up during it because it's actually pretty neat.
We traveled east, over the mountains and into the vast deserts of broken lands. As the days passed, my
I'll have to explain the
companion
first
told me
cutscene.
of himself that he had once been a great warrior, and that a dark and secret burden now weighed heavily upon him.
I was a little worried about that.
We traveled for an eternity across that arid wasteland. How long? I couldn't say. And always, a dark cloud seemed to follow us just over the horizon. Finally, the journey ended. We climbed the last bridge. There below us lay our destination. The shining jewel, Lut Gholein, with a great sea beyond. We made camp there last night. Perhaps it was the warm desert wind or the sound of the ocean, but for the first time in many weeks, I slept. However, the dreams returned, but these were clearly not my own. I beheld the vision of a great man, the mage Talrasha. You were there too,
Hi, Tyrael.
I remember seeing you in my dream. His brethren had cornered a great demon, Baal, Lord of Destruction, who had been set loose upon the world. They attempted to
These are some of the Haradrim right
within
now.
a sacred stone. Yet when their attempts failed, Talrasha selflessly volunteered to contain the demon within himself, completing the prison. He instructed his brethren to bind him within a tomb, buried under the sand, there to wrestle with the demon for all eternity.
Is torment forever, but is an effective prison.
Seek Marius. This is my brother. Sleep now. We set out with the dawn.
The next morning, we walked over the hill toward
Oh no.
Lut Gholein. I had no idea then of the horrors that were in store for me there.
Okay. Sorry about the confusion there. Brief explanation.
Good day.
It didn't play the first cutscene. I was a little worried about that. I was trying to remember if it should have or if it would play the first one there. That was actually the second cutscene. The first one, we meet Marius as a prisoner in a jail cell, and a robed figure comes to his cell to talk to him, and he Marius, that is, says, "Forgive me, Tyrael. I will tell the whole story." And that goes into the full cutscene of him telling Tyrael, you know, I met the Dark Wanderer, we had to go through Tristram, and
Greetings.
he was tormented, but he said he needed my help, and I had been suffering these nightmares for years, and being near him was the only thing that gave me any reprieve, if I'm remembering that part correctly. After this, I will try to find the first cutscene on YouTube and link it in the archives channel for full disclosure there. But yeah, that's sort of the setup. Marius is an NPC who is telling Tyrael about what we, the players, have missed in the interim between Diablo 1 and the Dark Wanderer becoming the Dark Wanderer, and now we are following in their wake. So that was sort of the explanation of their wake through the desert to Lut Gholein, which is the path we just took. If that makes sense.
Good day.
Sorry, head zipping. But yeah, I will try to look up for everybody the first cutscene. They are super pretty.
Greetings, honored traveler. I am Jaren, Lord of Lut Gholein, and I
Let
bid you
Jaren
welcome to
calm
my
down.
fair port city. I'm glad to know that once again, caravans are free to travel through the Western Pass. For some time now, we have been under siege by an evil power that I cannot identify. Strange, it all began when a Dark Wanderer came this way,
Oh,
looking
yeah.
for the tomb of Tal Rasha. No one knows exactly where Tal Rasha, Keeper of Baal, is entombed, but it is certain to be far out in the desert.
It is neat that that's
Now
like,
my people whisper tales of the dead rising from
it's a
their
legend
tombs,
that people are
and
aware of.
horrible creatures lurking amongst the moonlit dunes. Even I have witnessed things which I cannot explain. I've ordered the port closed and all trade ships moored until I am sure that my city is safe. Atma, the tavern keeper, has an important mission for you. Go see her immediately. You'll find her on the other side of town. Now I must return
Just
to the
soft
palace.
introduction to Act 2.
I apologize, but I can't invite you in. Things are rather a mess right now.
I won't spoil that, but it's funny that he mentions it that early. We will be taking a break in just a second. If y'all want to hang out and watch me get to the town square over here and everything, that's totally cool. But I did say we would take a break after that cutscene.
Stay a while and listen.
We're all good there.
I know much about the ancient religions. I was
I shouldn't
trained
have
as a
clicked on her,
paladin
I'm
of
sorry.
Zakarum in the Eastern Koras Temple many years ago.
Yeah. A little bit of world building where some of the NPCs will tell you they used to be associated with a class, yours or not. But yeah, Farah used to be a paladin. There's another character in Act 3 that is still an assassin. Her name is Natasha, if I remember correctly, because that's the assassin's set. But yeah, anyway, sorry, I keep getting distracted. It's break time. I will be back in, let's call it 5 minutes. Everybody stretch, get a drink, do what you gotta do. Be back. Alright, I am back. Ooh, stop clicking out of the window. Okay. Okay. I'll give it another minute before I talk to Atma for the thing, just in case anyone's still coming back from break. All our summons are still good. I'm just trying to make sure I'm staying on top of stuff while we have some downtime. Okay. I was debating going back and respecking since we had so much trouble with Andariel. Because we could... I could pull this point out of Poison Dagger. I could pull these 2 points out of Skeleton Mage, because they will not and were only mildly helpful. And that would free up 3 more skill points for us to distribute among masteries and whatnot. Or maybe even apply to amplify damage or something.
It is an honor to serve you.
Alright. We got a couple. 60, 75, 67. Ooh. That might be the winner. Hang on. Yeah, so there, if I'm remembering right, there is a rune word that we can make in armor with only 2 sockets. Also, thank you, Tyranno, for the thing, the announcement. You know what I mean? I believe it was called Stealth. 2. Stealth. Rune word. Yeah, it's been a hectic day. I appreciate it. Body armor, 2 sockets, Tal, Eth. So we need a Tal rune, because I think I already have the Eth rune. And Stealth is insanely good armor for early game, so I might just... I am gonna buy that. We'll stash it for now. There was the Eth, so now we are crossing our fingers that we can find a Tal rune relatively soon. And then I can actually show everybody what a rune word is. Brief rundown, real quick, far as our healer and also standard merchant. Lysander down here sells potions. He's also a little bit of a jerk. I don't really want to talk to him if I don't have to. Drognen up here is another merchant. He gives us some quests eventually. He's pretty neat.
I've heard that you are responsible for banishing Andariel back to the burning hells.
Yeah.
I'm impressed.
It was hard, but we did it.
That couldn't have been easy. My name is Drognen, and I know what you're up against, my friend. You ought to look over my inventory of items for trade.
If I remember right, he's got some more, like, class-unique items. Oh, he does sell potions, too. He's got some cool, the bone shields. Super in theme for us right now. And then he's got some, yeah, the Necro Wands, Paladin Scepters, and Sorceress Staffs. I will probably spend some time after stream looking at if there's a wand that will help us better, depending on if we find anything worthwhile here as well. But it's been long enough. Let's go ahead and pick up our first Act 2 quest and get going.
I don't expect this of you, but if you want to help me, I would be grateful. In the sewers below our city, there lurks a horrid creature that hungers for human flesh. The creature has killed many, including my son and my husband.
This poor lady.
If you destroy it, I will reward you. Please, be careful though. That beast has taken enough from us already. The sewer entrance is through the trapdoor, and just up the street.
There is 2. I will go ahead and show them off. We are looking for Rodament, which is another skill quest. When we kill Rodament, the reward is we will get a free skill point. She was actually talking about this trapdoor up here. That will lead us down into the sewers. But you may have seen it even on our mini-map, the little purple rectangle right there. That's another entrance into the sewers. That one is actually more beneficial for us. I will explain later. I did want to come up here because Grease
I bet you wonder how this town manages
is the head
to
of the
stay safe
mercenaries.
with all the trouble going on out in
And
the desert.
it is the Act 2
Well, I can
mercenary
tell
we
you that
really
it's got
want.
nothing to do with the local town guards. They're all in the palace for some reason. Jaren hired me and my mercenaries to help keep the peace around here. We're not cheap, but we're the best this wasteland has to offer.
We are looking for... Oh no. We're looking for a Might Aura. And it looks like all of these are Defiance or Prayer, and that is not helpful. Okay. Elzix down here is going to be our gambler guy, if I remember right.
You must be one of the new heroes who've come to rid our city of evil. Under any other circumstances, I'd be surprised to see one of your kind in this city. But lately... Oh, never mind all that. You know, I used to be quite the scoundrel in my day. I led the fiercest group of bandits who ever terrorized these sands. Nowadays, I run this here inn and pretty much stay out of trouble. My days of adventuring are behind me.
He took an arrow in the knee before it was a meme. But yeah, I like your theory, Tyranno, if for no other reason that, like, this is Diablo. There is nothing OSHA compliant about anything in this game. Like, we're gonna go down in that sewer and it's gonna be full of fucking mummies and zombies and rat monsters and who knows what. There's nothing OSHA compliant. I am extra sad we didn't get a good roll on the mercenary though, because that would have been a game changer. And properly trained staff. We're gonna make our first foray into the sewers before I do a skill respec or anything like that, and then I can address it if it is a problem. The last NPC I will briefly introduce is Mashif right here. He is how we advance to the next act. I'll let him talk.
Greetings. I'm Mashif, captain of this ship here. I make port runs around the Twin Seas and occasionally out to Kingsport in Westmarch. I haven't sailed anywhere lately, though. Jaren has ordered me to stay docked here in case of emergency.
Jaren's real concerned about something. Maybe we'll find out. Probably not tonight. Act 2 is kind of a long one. Here we go. Sewers. Yeah, what with all the demons and whatnot. since I'm actually here now, this entrance is more beneficial because it has a high likelihood of being close to the stairs to the next level, as well as random shrines or like a chest sometimes. It's weird. It's kind of hard to put real, like, definitive boundaries on what spawns over here, but this is supposed to be deeper in the dungeon than the normal entrance. So more stuff generates over here. We got some Sand Raider demons. Literally, like, if Gora was scrawny and had scimitars. There we go. Did I call it, or did I call it? That's a dead end. Sewers 2 will have the waypoint here, and then 3 is where we will find Rotament. I don't expect we will necessarily need the waypoint here, but it's sort of also ingrained in my muscle memory to find them if I can. So, hey, look, waypoint. As if to prove my point. I'll take that, why not? Only beneficial whether or not they throw fire at us. Hey, look, fire! Hey, I should have called that one. You are absolutely right. Proved my waypoint. Hopefully that... Okay. I'll explain what I just did, actually, real quick. So I popped up my inventory because I was concerned that I would have... that the keys I was picking up would have more than 2 on its stack, and it looks like I had 4. We only needed the 2. So I was able to open my inventory and then pick up the key, which immediately gave me manipulation access, and then clicking on our previously existing stack refilled it, and then you can just drop what's left and not have to waste extra inventory space. This game was probably the first one that started to teach me about, like, efficiency in gaming. That was actually kind of smart. Archer's on the other end of a choke point. Oh, I wasn't paying attention. Do we not have another body? There we go. There we go. Stubborn little skeleton jerks. Yeah, we're probably going to need the respec based on how much this is giving us trouble already. Oof. Okay. Okay. That was a spark nova that went off from the trapped body, because that's a thing. Experience shrines are the best. We just tuck around the corner and hide while our buddies do all the work. That was too late on the draw on that one, but that's fine. We're still doing alright. There's a unique monster right there. Death Light the Tainted. Teleportation. Oh no. At the moment it looks like he's just running away, but... Gimme. Organizing my belt. I like having my highest tier potions all in the first slots, lower tiers on the end, if I don't separate the end with mono potions like I usually do on casters. Try to apply consistent logic to it like that so that I can then rely on muscle memory to hit the hotkeys for 1, 2, 3, and 4 to quickly consume potions when I need it. Also, this game was a lot of extra fun for me, because I have always been into historical weaponry and whatnot, and this game does not shy away from using actual weaponry terms, like the pilum, however you want to pronounce that. It's a old Roman type of javelin. I didn't mean to pick up those bolts. Thank you. But, like, you know, back, I think I started playing this game when I was 13 or 14, something like that. I'd never heard of katars before I played this game. And now they're one of my favorite unique weapon types and everything, but that was my initial exposure to them. Diablo, the educational game. Stride again, but I'm still kind of worried with how much our skeletons are dying and how much of a grind it's acting like right now. Ow, ow, ow. All those fire arrows fucking hurt. Yeah, like that. Stop it. Ow. Cool. I think I'm going to save that. We're going to go ahead and commit to doing a couple of things real quick to try to make this go a little bit smoother and faster.
Good day.
How may I help you?
I will hang on to that to give to our mercenary. Maybe they have re-rolled for a might mercenary now to boot. So we will go and check. Deposit all our money. I did not. Okay. Cool. Let's go check the mercenary real fast.
Greetings.
No. There. Prayer, Defiance, Blessed Aim. Do they not generate a Might aura in normal difficulty? We might need Defiance then? We'll switch to Defiance for now and I'll look it up later. Which mercenary do we like best, guys? Asab? Ilzan? Or Vikhyat? Vikayat, maybe. I think I like Ilzen. That sounds like a fun name. But last one? Cool. Oh, wait. Bigger brain. Because if we were to just replace him... Oh! There we go. If we were to just replace him like that, we would lose both this and this. So, now we replace him. Whoop. Yes. Okay. And then we give him the helmet.
Put that to good use.
And the body armor.
Put that to good use.
And we come down here. Not to that, sorry.
It is an honor to serve you.
There. And I should double check what his stats are. 65 and 47. Okay. For now.
I'll put that to
There we go. That 42 to 64 damage, and the Defiance aura will make a big difference. We're also gonna go back to Act 1 and commit to the respec. Hopefully these things all combined will make us a lot more efficient.
Welcome back, my friend. We're still clearing the monastery, but...
Oh no! I guess I maybe should have double-checked what some of my stats were beforehand, but that's okay. 36... Okay, so we'll go to 40. I did the wrong stat like a freaking dummy. God damn it. I was not paying attention. It's fine. It's fine. If nothing else, that'll give us a better chance to block. And that will, like, I don't know if you actually heard yet, Tyranno, but there are, like I was just double checking the weapon requirements for our mercenary, but there is requirements that I will have to be concerned about for both strength and dexterity. So, we are getting some benefit out of misallocating some of those points, even if it is not as beneficial as I would have hoped. And then I really fucked us on all of that, so I'll have to fix that later. It's fine. We're fine. Everything's fine. I won't stress it. Sorry, trying to make some decisions here. If we do, I'll commit to the second level there because he was helpful. He was very helpful. I want to see how long it'll take us to get to the 5th Skelly. Here we go. Commit to getting it. Okay. Okay. And then we can readdress all our F keys here. F4. Okay. Yeah. Biggest bone brigade possible. Couple of snap decisions here. Nice. I was really hoping for this. Come on, Vikit. Kill somebody. Go. All right. With the sword, there we go. Okay. Army is back up. Far to heal. I guess I should have identified first, actually. Ah, there. You know what? I'm gonna keep that. Okay. Still a little peeved at myself for the misallocation of stat points, but we'll fix it later. Now we get the skill shrine. Resummon a stronger golem. Still only 5 on the scalies. Alright, that's fair. Resummon the bone armor. Okay. And I guess to clarify there, I was resummoning because with the skill shrine, they are being increased somewhat. So I was reapplying at the higher level to get the better benefits. Higher health for the golem, more absorbed damage on the bone armor, that sort of thing. Of course it was right there. At least we got some bonus XP and loot and stuff out of all that. Get him! There we go. I guess I can fix it here. There. So now that's rounded out at 40, and then we can spend the other 3 there, so that's rounded out. There, that's fixed. Okay. Skill point. I'm not going to go into Corpse Explosion yet because of the radius problem I was talking about earlier. But it's only going to give us the 6th for now because of the shrine. So, instead, we look at... Yeah, there we go. Shrine wore off to prove my point. Yeah, so that won't give us another Skelly. That will be marginal benefits to their health and damage. This would increase his health by 42, which is more than, well, maybe, no, 20% of 162. Nah, I think we go for the base level on the golem to have a stronger, beefier support friend. I think that's the go-to right now. We keep the army at a decent level, but we need a little bit more of a punch still. New Antway. Oh yeah. Extra gross level of world or setting elaboration, I guess. I don't know how else to describe it, but the zombies in the sewers, when you kill them, make little poison clouds. Because gross. Why do we have cat demons in the sewers? Ooh. Spaced out for just a second. That was almost bad. Real quick. Zoom in a little bit. Yeah, look, our skellies are starting to get a little upgraded. So, I was telling my significant other and Tyranno this over the last couple of days, but there's a hidden detail in Diablo 2 where your skeletons will get better armor and weaponry the higher level. I don't know if it's between Grey Skeleton or Skeleton Mastery. One of the two better outfits them. From memory, though, their shields didn't look that nice before. I thought I remembered it being just like a little wooden buckler, and now they've got like iron embossed detailing and stuff. The sickles are still their weapon from previous, but eventually they will get more armor, helmets, a better shield. Their weapon, I think, changes to a little sword, but yeah. I assume cat demons, much like cats, get into places they shouldn't be. That is a very fair point. I was just assuming that cats, having an acute sense of smell, wouldn't want to be in the sewers. Also, so you can kind of see the Defiance aura is giving us a huge defense boost right now. That's why the number is blue. And then we have that little blue aura around our feet. That's from our new mercenary friend. I do not want to hit that. Brief explanation, Fire Shrine is not a fire resist shrine. It will cause a big explosion, and that will hurt us. It will damage any enemy near it too, but I don't want to kill our friends. No, go that way, thank you. It was a dead end anyway. Okay. We are in the right level now to clarify / reiterate. Right now we're just looking for Rudiment, and hopefully we have enough defense and enough of a offensive punch now that we can actually kill him without too much of a threat. There we go. Rudiment will be our first encounter with a sort of weird-looking mummy-type enemy in Act 2. They have a similar effect to the shamans in Act 1, where they can revive undead enemies that die near them, so they are a priority. To 21 compared to... No. Get out of here. Whoops. There. I think we're doing alright. I've been trying to keep an eye on the Golem's health and how our Skelly boys are doing. I think the respec ended up working out pretty well for us. Gloom Eye the Howler got murked. There we go. Got a nice little array of potions here.
Thanks.
Cool. There we go. We'll have to go ahead and double check on the wands now that we're effectively not using this dagger for anything, but it's... Oh! There we go. Okay. Sure. Why you hiding? walk right into that poison. There. Spamming that a little bit, but we're fine. We're living. Alright. I bet he's back here. I mean, I know we've kind of uncovered most of the rest of this level at this point, but this feels like the entrance to his room. If I turn around... Hey, a diamond! Is that our first diamond? I think it is. All resist. Weirdly, like the only real benefit... Yeah, there he is! Beneficial one the diamonds give. Alright, we're gonna circle around. Oh god, all the... There he is. Oh god. Oh god. That hurt too much. Okay. There we go. Oh god. Oh god, no. Oh, no. With the slow. Make it stop. Okay. There we go. So glad that worked out for us. I was stressing that would be a lot harder. Hey, a first raider healing potion.
Undead flesh.
That. We'll go ahead and get our free skill point. Open his chest. The Heraldric Scroll. What's it doing down here? Let's go tell Atma we avenged her family.
They say that the taste of vengeance is bittersweet, but I find it to my liking. In addition to my undying gratitude, I have spoken on your behalf with the rest of the townspeople. The merchants have agreed to show their gratitude by offering their wares and services at lower rates.
Cool.
Oh, Jaren wants to see you too. You'll find him in front of the palace.
Huh, do we think Jaren will tell us what's been going on? Quest completed. Show the scroll to Kane. But first, level. Yeah, I think Golem is the play for a little bit. He's been putting in so much work for me now, I feel bad that I've slept on Clay Golem for so long.
Ah, the lost Heraldric Scroll. What a fortunate turn of events. As the last living Horadrim, I alone have knowledge of its meaning. To read the Heraldric runes it bears. The Heraldric mages, after binding Bale within Tal Rasha, magically sealed off his burial chamber from the mortal realm. Those same mages also crafted fearsome Heraldric staves, and imbued them with the special power to open the chamber's hidden door. After nearly losing one to the thievery of a rogue sorcerer, they divided all the Heraldric staves into two parts, wooden shaft and metal headpiece, hiding them separately to safeguard them. The Horadrim foresaw our current plight and designed the hiding places to reveal themselves to worthy heroes like you. Collect both parts of a Heraldric staff and unite them using a Heraldric cube. Then you may enter Tal Rasha's burial chamber.
Since he finally mentioned it, the Heraldric cube was a consideration for an alternate name or visual for me, because cube holocron thing for Halloween. The Horadric Cube is not necessarily spooky, it's just in Diablo, so it would have been in theme in that way, and as a cube, so there's some matching there. But it's probably the best item we can get in this game. It is how you perform a lot, not necessarily the rune words you don't need the cube for, but it's how we do a lot of our in-game crafting. It's extra storage space, it upgrades potions and gems and all sorts of stuff. It is one of the most helpful items this game gives you. Here we go.
Good day.
Ooh. I'll take that.
I'll put that to good use.
We don't need that. Holy crap. GG Tyranno. That was our first diamond. We don't need that yet. It's definitely a win. Right, I knew I had one more thing I was going to talk about because I didn't want to interrupt the in-game dialogue, but when Kane brought up that they almost lost a staff to a rogue sorcerer, or wizard, whatever he said, in Diablo 3, we actually get the elaborated story there. That rogue sorcerer is an NPC in 3, and we get to actually hear his story. And I was just realizing that they seeded that possibility even with like just a little quick line of the lore from Kane right there. Excellent. No notes. With that said, though, I won't waste any more time. We were told that Jaren wanted to talk to us.
Halt. You may not pass.
But, Kaylin, Jaren's right there and he wants to talk.
I've heard of your many deeds of skill and bravery. I feel I can trust you with something I have been hesitant to speak of. Drognin and I have concluded that the Dark Wanderer who passed through here recently was Diablo himself.
Yeah, I knew that.
Drognin believes that Diablo is searching the desert for the secret tomb where the great Horadric mage Tal Rasha keeps Baal imprisoned. You must find Diablo and put an end to the terrible evil that has fallen upon our city. Drognin is wise and is sure to have some helpful advice for you as to how Tal Rasha's tomb may be found. It may take you quite some time to find the tomb. May you be ready when you do.
Yeah. Cool. Find Tal Rasha's tomb. Excuse me. Drognin.
Good day.
Do you have a wand for me? Ooh, maybe. We'll circle back to that one. Oh, holy shit. Okay, 3 to Iron Maiden and Ray Skelly, that might be the one. But 54,000 gold we do not have. 44 we do not have. Damn. Okay. Go back to just the +1. Oh, that's for the mage even. That's... no. Not helpful. Okay. Alright, that's fine. Okay. Now we begin the mother of all fetch quests with the last 45-ish minutes. We have to venture out into the desert to find the parts of the staff. get some fun music. These freaking beetles are the goddamn worst. Remember when I was talking about how the lightning enhanced meant they would release those charge bolts, and those charge bolts do way more damage than they should? Yeah. Yeah. Now we have creatures that just have that ability on hit by default. Anytime they're hit with melee, they release charge bolts, and they still do stupid damage. I see what you did there, Dana. I do still gotta give them some credit, but you're not wrong. They're a little... Because they were such an icon, they became a little bit overhyped, if not so much in, like... I mean, the hype was warranted to a degree, but because the hype is so consistent, so omnipresent, it gets to be too overbearing, too much. So I will agree with you on that front, for sure. Get thunderboned. There we go. This is gonna be a little rough. I mean, we're in the Rocky Waste still. We need to search Halls of the Dead under the Dry Hills. So I need to get to the Dry Hills. I need to focus up and stop being distracted. Oh boy. Okay. A little too much of a crowd. Got ourselves into some shit. We're good. Yeah, let's ID that ring. Ugh.
Thanks.
Lackluster. Okay. So since I was, to explain, I guess, since I discovered I need to be finding, a different zone, we're not in the correct zone yet. The methodology for this in Act 2 is that we need to find the wall, like this cliff face here, the red stones that are showing up on the map, and then you circle around the perimeter until you find the door. The methodology in Act 1 was to find the road and follow the road, but in Act 2 it's more about finding the wall and looking for the door that way. Ow. Yeah, wells are the best. Wells are similar to a refilling shrine because they give you a little bit of health and a little bit of mana. They also apply to your mercenary and any summons you have and whatnot. But they have two uses, and if you let it sit long enough, one of the two uses will refill. Wells are the best. Is this the door to the Dry Hills? Hell yeah. Alright. Oof. Quite the little welcoming party. And I'll tell you what, that Defiance has always been very nice. Yeah, no problem, Taryn. I'll fully get it. Hope you have a good night, bud. Thanks for sticking around for as long as you did. And I'm glad I could finally show you some of the game. I'm not sure if it would be blasphemous for do a read on your goodbye, so I'll leave it as is. And I meant that mostly as a joke if it wasn't clear, because of my dry tone. Nice. Mark leveled. 15, so he's only one level behind us. Maybe a level and a half or so. Real quick, this image for the shield is gonna be the shield type that is the best in the game. The top difficulty version of it is called the Monarch Shield, and it has the best combination of both defense, chance to block, and lower strength requirements. So that's our end game goal, is a shield like that with 4 sockets, so that we can turn it into a spirit, which, like last time I was telling Mags, the spirit rune word gives like +2 to all skills, faster cast rate, big boosts to mana, and like missile absorb, all kinds of stupid good benefits. Hey, Halls of the Dead. So that is the dungeon we need, but I am still looking for the waypoint, and since we just found these stairs, which kind of a new occurrence here in Act 2, the stairs are not a door to a new zone, it's just a different level of this zone. My wisdom of this game tells me the waypoint is down here. So we're gonna go look for the waypoint. And get some more loot and XP while we do it, because that's sort of the whole of this game. How's that for a fucked trap? Like, they trapped the impaled corpse of a guard so that if you try to cut him down and bury him respectfully, it catches on fire. Demonic assholes. So much of these maps are just big open nothing. And when you're looking for the waypoint, not the door, you can't really just follow the wall anymore. You gotta actually look. So I apologize for the amount of time this is gonna take. While on such a kind of passive goal, but chill hangout vibes, right? How's everybody doing on that note? While I decide to ignore stragglers and just keep running. Alright. Ooh. I mean, honestly, I will take that, actually. It's not much, but 6 MF might get us something useful. Please don't make me a liar, game. Just have the waypoint down here somewhere. Be a bro. Don't be a dick. Be a bro. It looks like you were a dick. Because this looks fully empty and enclosed, and that's not cool. And I'll be extra upset if I am wrong again and I just missed it somehow, but here we go. Maybe it was up here all along. It just faked me out. Not digging this map, guys. How empty these maps are. That's the door to... No? Yes? No. Dead end. Ah, okay. It's probably up here somewhere. Level up, we take that. Good night, Jam. Thanks for hanging out. Definitely get that. Oh, it's much later than I expected, but I appreciate chilling. I hope you had a good time. At about 250. I think we've been doing all right. Let's go back to our skeleton horde. Pump a little more strength for some upcoming armor. Music suddenly swelled. Like it's trying to tell me I was idle. You're idle too long, do stuff. Calming down now. Called it out. Found it. We found the waypoint. We're doing it. Okay. Finally. I'll take this second to quickly reset. Also, thank you, Jay, for hanging out. Appreciate it. Hope you're having a good time. Also, there's our first flawed. That is the next tier from chipped. So we have chipped, flawed, base. Yeah. There's a flawed sapphire and diamond. Yes. Any of this? Probably not. Probably not. Okay. Just gonna sell it.
To serve you.
There. I was kind of nervously clutching too much onto some mana potions. I think we're fine there. Was the defense on the one I already bought 74? It was 75. Even better. Oh, it's superior. Maybe the 10% is doing something. I don't remember what that base defense level is like. Okay, not too much helpful there all around. That's bad. Drognen, do you have a wand I can afford that is helpful yet?
Allow me to advise you.
No. Gimme. We could afford that one. One to Golem Mastery would do something. I don't know that I want to commit to that, though. 24 almost thousand gold for plus 1 to 1 skill. Not feeling it. Oops, I was going the wrong way. Channel my Zelda playing experience and shatter all these urns. Alright. First Act 2 Desert Dungeon. A lot of them are going to look very similar to this, just... It is what it is. Still feeling fairly efficient, effective. Ow. Oh, and here's these dudes being pains. Sort of weird looking little mummy things with like bone blade arms and vaguely, I know you can't really see it now that they're dead and facing away from us, but vaguely canine-ish faces. Very interesting design that I am sure has inspiration somewhere that I'm not fully aware of. Why am I walking? There we go. I must have accidentally hit the hotkey for run. Give me the scimitar. Okay. Oh, there we go. That explains that. Made the mistake of accidentally swapping weapons, so when I tried to attack the mummy resummoner guy, the hollow one, I punched him. And we're Necromancers, so our punch isn't very effective. That does kind of bring up something I can share with you guys again. There was a glitch back in the day that would make it appear, interesting, like your character wasn't wearing any gear or weapon, but you would actually be wearing your normal loadout still. So it was a way for some players that were fans of the PvP scene, to enunciate properly, would perform that glitch to then fake people out and be like, yeah, you know, I got them really high level, but I have no gear. Can I try out the skill build real fast? And then just dominate and laugh. But the reason I bring all this up is because, again, the in-community terminology is funny, and they call that being naked. And it's extra funny in this game because that glitch does make you naked. It removes the visual of your gear, so you would be running around looking like that again. And on some characters, the base no armor look is very, very bare bones, borderline, like underwear level of attire. Oh, Jesus. So I just found that kind of funny. And most of the time in my experience of the game, because I never was really into the PvP scene, the term naked only really came up when a character died. So I'd be like, oh god, no, I'm naked, I need to go get my body back. Pretty impressed with our little army right now. That was a whole lot to throw at them, and they're doing alright. The respec was worth it, it seems. I'm sure the Defiance Aura is also pulling a lot of work, but, you know. Also, I don't think I've mentioned this at any point, but if anyone's curious, I have a setting set up to show us our life total like that constantly. You can also turn one on for the mana. I prefer, on most of my characters, I prefer the mana to only show up when I'm hovering over it, like so. But those are settings you can set for yourself. It's quite helpful. Sneak past. Deal with this hollow one. Ow, ow, ow. Ay. Trying to wait out the poison a little bit. It's pretty intense, pretty quick. Like it's effectively, it won't kill us, but it's eating our potion instead of killing us. Yeah. Act 2 poison, don't fuck around. Stop trying. Dudes, go get it. Thank you. Good God. That sound is traps in the wall. There's pressure plates that'll set it off, and then they throw little spike balls out. Oh! Maybe should have been more careful. There we go. This should be... There should only be the 2 levels, and this should be the level with the item. The cube. Which may be a deep cut, I don't know, but that was also a fun arguably B-movie horror movie series was Cube. I say arguably being generous, I think, but... Sci-fi original-esque type movie, but it was fun. I enjoyed it. Oh my god, that explains some things. Minions, go! Kill the hollow ones! They are a champion pack of them, even. Oh my god. This room is a nightmare. Yeah. Poison, spear cats, a sarcophagus that's just gonna keep making these mummies that the freaking hollow ones can then just resurrect. It's the worst. I'm gonna be in here for a minute, and I apologize. Okay, sarcophagus down. Re-up our skelly boys. There we go. There we go. Putting in the work now. All right. Alright. And we're fully reset. Sweeping for loot and such. Okay. I think we're good. Yeah, that was kind of rough. It was just there was a lot of kind of synergistic effects stacked in that room, and it was making it problematic. There we go. Whoa! You can sort of see the spike traps on the ground that I keep accidentally triggering. You can hear the click every time I step over it. Our luck seems to have taken a turn. Okay. It's not too bad yet, we're just not getting good drops right now. How are you still around? There. It's probably a less optimal use of space. There we go. Okay. I was wrong, there was a third level. Might be thinking of another dungeon in this set that only has the 2. I should have done the charm. It's fine. Okay. Alright, look, if we can deal with them quick, let's go. There we go. Sometimes it feels like a waste when I cast Amplify damage and then my minions kill it in the next hit, but then I have to think maybe they're getting that kill in the next hit because the Amplify damage? Ooh, rare jewel. Probably only be good for selling still, but that's fine. Just be a good little chunk of change. Yeah, that is probably the safe assumption. Go ahead and pull it back real quick, clear some space, sell some stuff.
Good evening.
Blessings to you.
Not worth it. That might be worth it if we end up finding a weapon that has a single socket in it for our mercenary. That's not bad. But not really what we were looking for either. So for now, I'll just slot that there. Dragon wand, please. Damn. If we were running poison or bone, that would be really good. Because, as I'm sure I don't really need to explain, because it's specified like that, it will apply +1 to all skills in that tree. Super helpful, yeah. Oh god, we don't have the money. 1 to Golem Mastery and a socket. Maybe. It's much more affordable if nothing else. 1 to Curses. And Skelly Mage. Damn. What did that jewel do again? It's fine. I'm not stressing it too much. Let's just go back. Most of the time, the rule of thumb, and the reason why I'm not committing to purchasing any stuff that's like only marginally good for us, the rule of thumb is normally just keep going. You have a better shot of finding a better item in the game anyway. It's just that I end up getting a little pessimistic about my RNG sometimes, so I check the merchants to see if they have anything worthwhile. But, you know, then it's just a rolling of a different dice. Oh my god. I guess they're trying to follow me and everything, but... Oh god, no. I accidentally opened the door and aggroed some more people. Yeah, these people. There we go. Damn it. I need to pick up that spear. Go. Oh, no. Oh my god, with all the urns blocking the door, are you serious? There. There we go. Hiding in this little antechamber. Thanks for the ring, though. Alright. Figured I'd do a quick sweep to see if we missed any loot in there. Found it. You can see the icon on the map. The little chest with the sparklies. I guess there it is. There's usually at least a unique monster in the room with the item, because, you know, obvious game design. But there's our Herodric Cube. And I can actually show off how crazy cool and helpful it is.
Great. You have quite a treasure there in that Herodric Cube. According to Herodric,
And that's a great spot to end it, actually. Not
Not
immediately right now.
Herodric staff. To do it, use the cube as you would a scroll. When the cube opens, place both pieces of the staff into it and use the cube's transmute power. You'll be pleased to know that the cube
We're learning
has
alchemy,
other
gang.
alchemical uses as
See?
well. 6 gems plus 1 sword transmute into a socketed longsword.
Let's get
You
started.
may
Ready,
also
steady, go.
Transmute 2 quivers of crossbow bolts into 1 quiver of arrows, while 2 quivers of arrows yield 1 quiver of bolts. I
So you
must
can
leave it
exchange
to you
stuff.
to discover other formulae.
Identify. Okay. And then I like to keep my cube in the stash. Alright. So we put 3 topaz in the cube. Right click to open. And you can kind of see its enhanced space isn't a whole lot, but it is a little bit of extra space. A lot of people keep it on them for that reason, because it only takes a 2x2 and gives you extra squares. Anyway, back to it. We have 3 chipped topaz. I will hit transmute, and we get a flawed. And we can put the flawed there, and we can do it again. Most of the basic recipes, quote-unquote, like this, are just 3 of a thing, hit transmute, it upgrades thing. We can even do that with rejuve. And get a full rejuve. Very, very helpful. Helps keep your stash organized. Helps keep everything viably powerful. And this is just like the simplest, basic level of helpful that this thing is. Kind of circling back in... Yeah, no, I'm glad I didn't commit to buying that wand. That wouldn't have been that helpful. Yeah, Gem Smasher Holocron to clear inventory space. Exactly. We're just refining the lightsaber crystals so that they will be more efficient in their channeling of the energy. 100%. I think that's about all I can actually use the cube for right now, but that was still fairly helpful. Close that, talk to Farah, we'll sell these things. Boom, 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 boom. Make some money. You know, it has been long enough since I looked into it, but if memory serves, there are 2 spellings of Kyber, because Disney. I will try to retract that vitriol, but originally, Kyber crystals were a specific type of lightsaber crystals, and it was spelled, if memory serves, K-A-I-B-E-R. That was a very specific, very powerful light side aligned lightsaber crystal. But then Disney said all lightsaber crystals are Kyber crystals, and also Kyber crystals can be naturally or artificially formed, and we're gonna spell it with a Y. I dislike how every newer iteration of lightsabers and lightsaber tech and lore seems to get more and more simplified, watered down. And that's not inherently bad, but from my perspective, it's taking away more of the customization, the uniqueness, the fun. This shouldn't make sense, but it's in a sci-fi fantasy world far, far away, long, long time ago. It doesn't fucking matter. Let me have a laser sword that is acid, please. Just stop taking a belt sander to my lightsaber lore. Hang on. With the angry face, I can do a stern, angry read for you. Here we go. Stop taking a belt sander to my lightsaber lore. There you go.
Good day.
I'm just doing some quick maintenance real fast. I think we actually need to talk to Lysander now. Did these reroll? 2 to mastery. Was that there? Distracted myself finding that one. We are going to go ahead and wrap it up in the next few minutes. I'm just trying to do some quick maintenance before I go ahead and log off and call it there. Ooh. That would be helpful. I think that actually might be more helpful, though. Clipped my read for it. That's so much money. No, we're gonna commit. We're gonna spend a bunch of money. We're gonna get 2 to Golem Mastery and Mana Stolen for it. I'm doing it. There, we're done. Yay! Thank you, Max. Okay. That seems fair. I want to double check real quick as part of this maintenance to see if we got any different auras or if normal difficulty does not have might auras. And it looks like it does not. Did I see that right? I did see that right. Okay. Yeah, we're fine. Defiance Aura has been really helpful for us. I think that is actually kind of the way to go. Golem Mastery level 3 is going to make that Golem a lot more helpful for us now. I don't know... The skeletons are acting all odd. I thought it was the Golem, like, speed running for a second, so I thought it might have auto-applied the Mastery to him. I don't know how that works. But it doesn't matter because we're done for the evening. It will apply next time. It's been a long day, I guess. We're going to call it there. We will be back on Wednesday night, technically Thursday morning, again at midnight Central Time. Back here in Act 2 looking for the rest of the Heraldric Staff. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Be kind to yourselves. Be kind to everyone. Good night. Good luck. See y'all again next time.